Welcome to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE YouTube channel. Subscribe for you to enjoy more of our videos anytime we upload.
With the introduction part of it, then I'll go to institutional background, that I'll not go word by word. I will simply just give you the highlights of it all. Then from there, I hope you have a booklet there from us to appreciate what it is, so that at least we'll go together with whatever that I'm going to point out in this booklet that we have prepared it for you. Then I will just be a little bit of a vision, mandate, a vision, a mission, core values. Then again, I'll take you to the key achievements. Then thereafter, I think we'll have to go to the details of the queries, etc. So as a way of introduction, the document outlines the responses to the Auditor General's report on the audited financial statement of the MOS Holdings Limited for the year ended 31st March 2022. It must be noted that over the period, the issues that were raised have been fully addressed. As a background to the institution, MOS Holdings Limited was incorporated under Companies Act on 18th May 2012. MOS Holdings 100% owned by the government of the Republic of Malawi. We are talking about 99% is Ministry of Treasury, I would say Treasury, and 1% is tourism. So it's your own. And if we misbehave there, just know that we are misbehaving to our own government and to you as you are here. I hope we are not going to misbehave as per the way they misbehaving such. Yeah. Then it was indeed, I will not read word by word, but I'll just take you through some highlights, PowerPoints. It is a prestigious domestic brand, and it is selling very well in the SADC region, the Comesa region, even abroad. It is actually selling very well. As you may be appreciating as I go along, what we have achieved and the challenges that were there before, the achievements that we are currently giving it to our government and to you as the stakeholders. This part of business, I would say, was established, and the Umozi Park, which comprises the magnificent Bingwe International Convention Center, BICC, banqueting hall, a purpose, built, and this again has also the President Hotel, comprising of 130 rooms and presidential suites. It's quite unique, and I think I'll discuss with my colleagues here that I have to invite you as per tradition of this committee so that at least you can come with your team and appreciate what we offer there and what is for you at the center there. We'll take you through the rooms, take you through the presidential suites, so that you can also be our ambassadors as you move along, interact with your regional committees and groupings that you have as a public accounts committee. Then we have the presidential villas. There are 14. It's a world class, and I don't think that they are found anywhere else, especially now. Would be embarking on putting something that would actually make it more unique than ever before. And you know, some of you have been with me, the taste that I have. So I'll actually transfer this there as well. And the management here can appreciate that since I started, I've been moving around, trying to make even the gardening, the place itself look quite unique. I was quite involved in trying to do these things, physically involved, so that at least I can be a classic example to the management that it is not about offices or sitting in an office, a beautiful office. I tell you, I have a beautiful office anyway. Sitting in that beautiful office, no, but taking out the jacket, taking out everything, going in the field there, planting kapinga, trying to appreciate how it is done. So that thing is becoming a world class indeed, than never before, or than ever before. Let me put that to your attention. And lastly, we have got a beachside plot in Malembo, the constituency of Honabu Chinyama, Kanyama, is it Chinyama? Kanyama, Mangochi West. Malembo is overlooking Sarima. And we have acquired a beautiful plot there. There will be a big hotel coming up, five-star hotel. And we have also acquired ships. They will be coming ships. We'll be having ships catering. They will be flying between Malembo, Sarima, and we have got again a place that will be building up Likoma Island. So it will be flying between Malembo, Sarima, then Likoma there, which will be something quite unique to the history of this country. And you will one day, I'll make sure that I look after this committee, having a background to this committee. I'll take you on a tour there, and you'll be well looked after. Chair, you can be assured with your committee that you'll be well looked after. Taking over there, I can see honorable the people there, Blanta what? Soch West, Blanta West, Blanta Chiromon smiling. I will indeed invite you.
Kindly, let's get to this.
Yes, I'm doing that.
And as I said earlier on,
yes,
being reminded that the proceedings are live.
Yes.
So I just wanted to refresh you on that one.
Yes,
and
I'm
to
quite
ask
aware.
you to give us a serious synopsis. Over to you, controlling officer.
So that is what it is about Malembo and the project there. Strategic governance of the company is overseen by an executive board of directors composed of professionals from both the public and the private sectors in Malawi. The government appoints the board of directors and has investor and sovereign oversight of the company to ensure that it contributes to the national development goals through the travel and tourism sector. Umozi Holding Limited commenced operations in May 2015. Government engaged the board of directors to oversee the management of the enterprise, who in turn engaged Piedmont Global Pty Ltd as the management company. Piedmont managed Umozi Park and Resorts until 30th June 2019. Local management team took over from Piedmont thereafter until to date. So we are indeed running this after the contract. I think I should think that it expired for the government to decide that it is going to be run by the government itself. The mandate is there. I don't have to go into word by word. Then we have a vision is to be market leader in the hospitality sector in Malawi and beyond. Then the mission is Umozi Holdings Limited provides premium hospitality products, services that engage, entertain, and inspire our clients creating value for capital owners, positive working environment for employees whilst maintaining ethics and environmental standards. Core values, we deliver services in a timely manner. Mutual respect, we treat people with respect and dignity. Ownership, we take responsibility for our actions. Delivery of excellent services or service, we provide superior service. Zeal, we are enthusiastic, passionate, and committed to excellent service. Integrity, we discharge our duties ethically, morally, and professionally. The organizational structure is like this. Umozi Holdings Limited is organized along the following departments: Food and Beverage Division, Rooms Divisions, Sales and Marketing, Human Resources and Finance, and the Administration. The layout is as follows up there. So the Chief Executive Officer provides overall leadership and strategic direction of the company on a day-to-day basis, supported by management team comprising of heads of various departments. So this is how it looks like. We have shareholders up there. That is the government and government, which is Treasury and Tourism, Minister of Tourism. Then we have the Board of Directors that is actually elected or appointed by the shareholders.
Officer, can you switch off your mic? I see a hand from Kadabe Central. Kadabe Central.
Oh, thank you, Chairperson. I thought the Chief Executive Officer would go straight to the audit queries by now, having given us an overview of what is Umozi Holdings. Can you now go to the queries? First question. My second question is, from what he has given us, does he have any plans for a place like in Katabe, where he intends to put a ship on the lake, tourist ship on Lake Malawi, between Malembo and Likoma? What about Likoma and Katabe, and in Katabe, Shirumba, Kaporo? Any plans for Katabe, Shirumba, Kaporo, as he considers Likoma, Malembo? Thank you, Chair.
Controlling Officer, there's a valid point from Kadabe Central that we can proceed to substantive audit queries, and he also, but he wants to have comfort that is going to be taken care, as he's a member of Parliament from Kadabe Central, and is deliberately pushing Chirumba, because I know he's talking of Rumpi East and the people from that side, the Mlowe people, yeah. So I know where he is trying to drive this thing to. But over to you, Controlling Officer.
I saw it coming, and I saw it in that manner as well. But we are trying to give the vision that we have as it is today. Those, maybe it can be extended if we can be given a plot, like at Likoma Island. We acquired a plot, we bought that plot. So if there can be a plot that we can buy in Katabe, as well as where you have just pointed Chirumba, why not? I think we can look into it, but it will be more like now doing things without maybe. Anyway, I'll take that into consideration, and then we'll come back maybe later and see and assure the honorable member that indeed we can have that. Yeah. So about
Controlling officer, kindly proceed. I'm not going to take any more questions so that we don't distract you, so that we get to substantive audit queries. Any member who has a question, we'll ask you as we go along when we start handling the audit queries. Over to you, controlling officer.
Thank you, Chair. Why I was actually coming into this is because I wanted at least to appreciate the profile and the overall management of that. So then from this exact management, then now I think I will skip this key achievement because it has been handled at the end of it all. You see it all. And we have all what maybe questions may demand, and we have done quite comprehensively and to meet certain demands that you may have. If we may go now direct to page 7. You know, we have more like we have done most of these things as per your request. Now we go to the main ones. That is on page 7, the responses to queries. Should I proceed?
CEO, the controlling officer, you know the procedure. Relax and chill. Okay. This far, thank you so much for giving us the update pertaining to Umodzi Holdings Limited. And in your response, you've committed that you handle also the north, like Nkarabe, as well as the other side, as long as there's land that side where you can have your operations. Public Accounts Committee will only ask you to ensure that whenever you're doing all those things, make sure that the board is involved to avoid future audit queries. Other members, allow me to request Blantyre Chilomoni to take us through the first question. Blantyre Chilomoni.
Thank you, Chair. The first query is to do with material uncertainty related to going concern. Could the controlling officer explain to the committee why the company's financial statements were prepared on a going concern basis, despite the company being in a net current liability position of 3.3 billion at the reporting date, which indicates the existence of material uncertainty related to the going concern as required under the International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS. B, could the controlling officer inform the committee what measures are being put in place at the reporting date to mitigate the effects of reduced occupancy rates arising from COVID-19, while fixed overhead costs remained unchanged, and provide documentary evidence? And finally, could the controlling officer further explain to this honorable committee why your office reclassified the loan facility from non-current to current liability upon its maturity on the 30th June 2022, and indicate whether any arrangements were made to refinance or restructure the facility to avert liquidity challenges? I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much, Blantyre Chilomoni, Anancholi constituency, controlling officer. Controlling officer, you know these deliberations are being recorded, so make sure that whenever you're giving a response, can you switch off your mic? Whenever you're giving your responses, the mic is on. Now, as Public Accounts Committee or Parliament, we dispatched a letter to you on 16th January requesting you to give us response to audit queries, like the one which has been raised by Planter Chiromoni. Kindly speak to what you submitted to Parliament, word by word, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph, so that we dispose. There is a need for it to match with what you submitted and what is going to be recorded. Can we proceed in that manner? You know how these things are done, controlling officer. You're not new to these proceedings. Let us live to the expectation. Over to you, controlling officer.
Sorry that I didn't know that my microphone was off. Let me take you to actual page 8, because that is in line with the questions that we have been asked. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, Management prepared the financial statements on ongoing concern basis.
Why are you skipping page 7? Response to queries. Okay. Then, no, you're not supposed to. If you included items which were not important, then why did you submit? No, you need to go as per your submission. I'm sure there's nothing which is less important, something very important. Everything that you submitted, unless if you can tell this committee that some of the things are not relevant, then we need to break and redo this at a later stage.
Let me take you from the same page.
Please proceed.
Yeah. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, Management admits the Auditor General's observation that international financial reporting standards requires that the financial statements be prepared on ongoing concern basis. This means that the company is financially stable enough to meet its obligations and continue its business for the foreseeable future. Company's directors, management are also required to make an assessment of the company's ability to continue as a going concern annually. The company was in a net current liability period of 3.3 billion. If you look at the background where we are coming from, and this condition indicates that a material uncertainty relating to going concern existed at the reporting date. This was largely due to the effects of COVID-19, which directly contributed to the lower capacity occupancy rates, whilst fixed overhead costs remained the same. Besides that, the loan facility, which was due for repayment on 30th June 2022, was reclassified from non-current to current liability. This led to the increase in current liabilities, which contributed towards the net current liability position. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, the net current liability was largely attributable to the loan obtained from CDH Investment Bank towards financing initial working capital of the company to kickstart the business operations on inception. This, coupled with the effects of COVID-19, restrictions on travel and tourism activities, negatively impacted on the financial performance of the company. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, management prepared the financial statements on ongoing concern basis because positive prospects on the recovery of the tourism sector in general were evident. For example, occupancy level for the President Hotel doubled to 28% in 2022 from 14% in 2021. Likewise, travel restrictions were eased worldwide, thereby opening up room for growth in tourism arrivals. The company for the first time reported net profit amounting to 414 million kwacha in 2022, up from a loss of 731 million kwacha in 2021, as per audited financial statements attached as Appendix 1. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, the loan was reclassified as current liability because it was technically due for repayment within 1 year from the reporting date of the financial statement. Government formally renewed the guarantee for a further 1 year as per a communication attached as Appendix 2. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, management implemented a turnaround strategy that has seen the company registering a significant improvement in financial performance over the period. These strategies included, among others, 1, aggressive marketing both locally and internationally to improve hotel occupancy level as well as demand for meetings and conferences. B, ongoing product improvement initiatives to enhance ambience and guest experience. C, introduction of guest loyalty programs and bookers initiatives. D, introducing more partnership with other operators in the value chain, e.g. airlines, tour operators, etc. As previously alluded to, by the time of writing this report, the company's going concern position remains positive and the balance sheet had strengthened as follows. Positive working capital improved to 7.2 billion as we're talking to you. The loan facility, which stood at 3.5 billion as at 1st March 2022, was fully settled by 30th March 2025. So we settled everything during that time. Total assets increased to 154 billion from 16.4 billion. Retained earnings turned positive for the first time, reaching 2.3 billion kwacha from accumulated loss position of 9.8 billion as at 31st March 2022. Audited financial statements for the year ended 31st March 2022, government guarantee and the management accounts for the year ended 31st March 2026, Appendix 3, that is attached to the booklet here. As going forward now, diversify product portfolio through additional revenue streams such as fine dining, restaurant, outside catering, and additional resorts outside Lilongwe to enhance resilience. B, aggressive marketing of the MIS destination on the regional markets such as South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and Zambia, among others. C, more strategic partnerships with airlines, professional conference organizers, tour operators, and other players to sustain the business. I think you stop there for at least further interaction with you, Honorable Chairperson and the committee.
Thank you so much, Controlling Officer. Honourable members, I see Blantyre, City, Chiromoni, Nancholi, Kabula, Koswese.
Could the controlling officer explain to your committee chair the sharp increase in assets from 16.4 billion to 154 billion? Whether it was a grant, it was a loan or something, to your committee chair. I submit.
Controlling Officer, kindly respond to Blantyre City, Kabula.
Chairperson, let me give it to the Director of Finance and Administration, I think, to take that question. Indeed, he's here because he has been there ever since. So over to you, Director of Finance and Administration.
Chair, the sharp increase is largely due to revaluation of land and buildings. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honourable members?
Just to add, we have 37 hectares, which is 80 acres that we have there, plus the appreciation of the land when they came to do the evaluations. They actually sort of valued at that much, and whatever that we have, as they do indeed appreciate. So I just wanted to add to what the Director of Finance and Administration has just given you as an answer to that effect.
Thank you so much, Controlling Officer. Kadape Central.
Thank you, Chair. I am back to the issue of Lake Malawi, and wanted to ask the controlling officer whether it could be in his interest to just write the DC. Write the DC in Katabe asking for an allocation of the beachfront land to construct a resort or hotel. The same like for Mlowe in Rumpi, write the DC Rumpi. How big is that an issue? Write the DC Rumpi, write the DC Katabe, DC Karonga for a land at Chirumba. Thank you, Chair.
And it has to go through the board, the government, to actually, because this is wholly owned by the government of Malawi. Indeed, we'll take it to the board. We're having board meeting on Friday. This Friday, I think I will actually float it there and see if maybe the plans can be extended to that far. Mlowe, I doubt it very much because it has to be in line with profit making, more like projects than simply on our own to say indeed we are going to do that. We have our shareholders, then we have the board that at least we have to give this into them and debate, look at it, demerits, and see exactly what we can do. Then I will have to report back to the committee that indeed this is what we have come up with. But now I think I will have to just stop there, that we have to make sure that the board and the shareholders are aware about extended plans to reach that far. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Controlling Officer. Can I have a verdict on our members? Chitipa Central.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Before I move, I think I'm already concerned with the 154 and the 16. I think the years, the land appreciating that much just within that period. But it's not a question because they have already answered it. And again, in the supporting evidence, they have indicated audited financial statements for the year ended 31st March 2022. I would think that would not be enough because the other one is management accounts, which is done within their offices. As such, I would have preferred if there was more evidence to that. Without that, I would move that we ask for further reporting so that there is enough evidence that will give comfort to your committee. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you so much, Chitipa Central. Anyone seconding the proposal? I see Kadape Central. Kadape Central.
I second, Chair.
Controlling Officer, there's a proposal from Chitipa Central that they report this one, and there's a seconder from Kadape Central. What this means, this audit query still stands. Controlling Officer, allow me to request Mulanje West to take the second question. Mulanje West, please.
Thank you, Chair, and all my seniors. Reconciliation on the trade receivable balances. Through you, Chair, could the controlling officer explain to the committee why the guest ledger contained long outstanding balances totaling to 389,498,027.80 as at 31st March 2022, including accounts dating back more than 2 years, despite the company's 30th-day credit policy. Question B, could the controlling officer inform the committee what measures and internal controls have been put in place to recover these long outstanding debts, ensure a timely transfer of unpaid guest ledger accounts to the city ledger? I submit, Chairperson.
So much, Mulanje West, our senior, for that question. Controlling officer, kindly proceed to respond to the second audit query pertaining to reconciliation of trade receivables balances, which has been raised by Mulanje West. Over to you, controlling officer.
Maybe before I proceed about that proposal and the seconded proposal, I think I said 37 hectares, which translated to 80 acres, and if you go to anyway, I'll take that very seriously back to the board and come up with a response as per your demand. But let me maybe give you this, that what is happening again at the presidential villa, or villas, when the people came, international recognized people came to at least do the evaluations of the villas and the land that we have there and what we have acquired so far since then, like the one that was bought at Malembo, the other one that were bought at Lukoma Island, and the Magang and Salima. There will be also a 5-star hotel, which I did not actually sort of include here. That is even much more than maybe what we have done it here, but at least we have to come later for an evidence indeed, as per your proposal. We'll submit that to you, Honorable Chairperson, so that at least you can be able to appreciate exactly what we're talking about.
Sir, thank you so much. You know how Parliament operates. That audit query had been retired, so we're not supposed to reopen it. In the event that you've recalled something that you feel you can give comfort to the committee, we'll give you space to do that in your closing remarks, so that we proceed procedurally as a matter of Parliament procedures. So I gave you space because I didn't want to be seen like I'm being rude to my senior, somebody who used to come to Chaco to take me around for political rallies around 2002, 2003. But I just thought it's very important that I can remind you that the moment an audit query has been retired, you cannot go back or reopen it because it has been resolved and closed. But we'll give you space at the end in your closing remarks to highlight a few things that you feel you can add to the deliberations that we're having. Controlling officer, kindly proceed to handle the reconciliation of trade receivable balances as raised by Mulanje West. Over to you, controlling officer.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Chairperson and the Honorable Committee, management admits the Auditor General's observation that as per a company policy, a guest ledger is a temporary ledger where all customers who have not yet checked out of the hotel, which is accommodation, food and beverage, or other services, or are meant to pay cash, are recorded. To pay cash are recorded. Upon check out or service completion, their paid accounts are closed off, while all unpaid accounts are transferred to the city ledger, where invoices are issued to facilitate debt collection. However, during the audit of trade debtors, it was observed that there were very long outstanding accounts still making up the guest ledger balance, going back to more than 2 years. From a total population of 874 million, 389 million was still outstanding as of 1st March 2022. The company's credit period is 30 days, but we experienced that, which was not good for the company anyway. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, the outstanding balance of 389 million kwacha related to SADC meetings hosted in 2022. Details about the debts due by government MDAs, including for SADC meetings, are attached as Appendix 4. As Appendix 4. In a letter attached to as Appendix 5 from the Secretary to the Treasury to our external auditors, apparently government committed to settle this debt. However, our subsequent follow-ups, Appendix 6, as well as our proposal for promissory notes, Appendix 7, did not yield any results. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, government authorities had been engaged several times on payment of debts accumulated during the SADC meetings, but this has proved futile. During the material time, the company used to accept bookings against mere commitment letters from the controlling officers. This practice has since been abolished. Henceforth, bookings are only guaranteed against IFMIS generated LPOs, and we are not taking anything less than that because of the experience that we have. Various correspondences attached as appendices 4 to 7, you receive supporting this is part of it there. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, henceforth, all government ministries, departments, and agencies are required to produce IFMIS generated LPOs to guarantee any booking for either accommodation or meetings at Umozi Park. Management has also put in place a credit committee for overseeing debt collection, as well as beefed up the credit control function with additional staff. Honorable Chairperson, no, I think I should stop there first, then before we proceed. So over to you, Honorable Chairperson and the committee.
Thank you so much, Controlling Officer, for responding to audit query from Mulanje West. Honour members, I see one other question, Mulanje West.
Thank you, Chair, and all my seniors. The controlling officer having taken all measures to bail out to have the 389 from the MDAs. Are you tired or you are still doing it? What measures are you putting in place so that you should have the monies with you? Thanks so much.
Through you.
Sir, you know how it's this things that. Thank you so much, Mulanje West, Controlling Officer.
Honorable Chairperson, indeed that is a valid question that I have to take it personally as the Chief Executive of that institution. I have made an attempt, and we are not going to just leave it like that. Indeed, we are still pursuing it, and I made an appointment with the Chief Secretary to the effect, so that at least we can get that money, because that is indeed money for even their own institution. We are still pursuing it, and the Chief Secretary is positive that at least he's going to look into it, and I'll get that money. I think I will also report back to the committee. I'll tell the management as soon as I collect that money, so that at least you can be aware of what we have done so far. So the chief secretary has indeed responded positively, and that sooner or later we'll be able to get that money. Since we are having another SADC meeting this week, next week, we are having another SADC meeting next week, and we told them that no, you have this outstanding balance, and they are looking into it very seriously. Before even that SADC meeting, they'll be able to do that. Thank you, Chairperson and the committee.
Thank you so much, Controlling Officer. I saw a hand from Blantyre Chiromoni Kapula, then there's Salima Central. Blantyre Chiromoni.
Yeah, I think, Chair, if you see why the auditors raised an issue, their credit policy is 30 days. So anything above 30 days, close to a year, 2 years, raises a violation in their own credit policy, and as a result, they were supposed to provide for doubtful debt on this. Why am I saying that, Chair? You see that even after the letters to ST, that it's indeed government paying, you see that up to 2023, the government has still not paid. And so it still doesn't take away the number of days. We're still adding on to days. According to the International Financial Reporting Standards 9 and the IAS 1, you definitely needed to provide for doubtful debt, regardless whether it's government or because I'm not so sure if this payment was made, but I can see here on your letter to the ST, you are following it up. I think you're following up that letter somewhere in May 2023, and yet we are talking about accounts of ending up to 31 March 2022. So even after those years, it's 3 years down the line, you still have not collected, and yet you have not even provided for. So that particular violation, you're also violating the International Financial Reporting Standard. I thought that's why the auditor has brought that as a query, but I'm yet to be guided. Chair, thank you.
Thank you so much, Blantyre Chiromon. Controlling Officer, anything supplementary from Salima Central?
Chair, on the same, just want to get from the Controlling Officer when he has indicated that when he assumed the office of the CEO now, he has engaged the Chief Secretary. Any documentary evidence that now you are meeting the Chief and has assured you anything, or it was just talking points? Thank you, Chair.
Controlling Officer, over to you.
Maybe before I let the other questions answered by my colleagues here who were there before, let me take up this one, the last question as the supplementary one. Indeed, upon my arrival at the institution, I had to look into books, I had to look into all operations. And when I discovered this, being aware of what is demanded, international standards, all these compliances and the like, I had taken an initiative, several occasions, to go to Capitol Hill to actually appreciate whatever that is outstanding, especially the audit query. So I think if it has to be in a written form, we can still provide that, I think, to the committee, and I can assure you that that is going to be done, because I'm not tolerating anything, any mediocrity at this stage, because this is very important. And I know the committee it does not just accept just yes or whatever that you may bring. So that is my commitment. I think I'll have to share with you whatever correspondences that I'm going to actually sort of take with the Chief Secretary. I thank you for that question. Thank you once again. For the other questions, let me actually bring my colleagues, and I'll start with the Director of Finance, then I'll come up with the, I'll finish up with the Finance Manager. Director.
Honorable Chair, just to respond to the issue on engagements with government, I must say that beyond the communications that we have provided by way of appendices in the document, there were several engagements between our credit control team as well as the controlling officers in various MDAs. In terms of compliance with international financial reporting standards, for the comfort of the committee chair, we indeed provided for these dates in our accounts in line with the requirements of the financial reporting standards. Otherwise, that's why we had the audited, that's why the accounts were signed off by the auditors. Otherwise, if we did not do that, the accounts would have been qualified. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. You may take, the controlling officer spoke about the other colleague handling the other audit issues. Kindly proceed.
Much obliged, Chair.
Chair, in addition to what the Director of Finance has said, apart from providing for the debts, that does not stop us from collecting the debts. If we collect, we will reverse the provisions. So just for the comfort of the members, yes, the provision was made, but we are still pursuing the debts to collect the outstanding balances. Thank you, Chair.
Over to you, Chair.
Thank you so much, controlling officer and your team members. Honourable members, can I have a verdict on this one? Chitipa Central.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Listening to the responses, you see that they are making efforts, and the supporting evidence for them are their correspondences that they are making efforts to recover the money, but there are no evidence attached that are showing that they have recovered any money. I'm not very sure if they are confident even themselves that they'll be able to recover the monies. I believe he may be, when the controlling officer is closing, maybe he will indicate what support may be needed for your community to help. But otherwise, I move that this needs further reporting. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you. So there's a proposal from Chitipa Central. I see a hand from Blantyre Chilomon.
I second, Chair.
There's the proposal for further reporting, controlling officer, has been duly seconded by the people of Blantyre Chilomon Kabula constituency. This means the audit query still stands. Blantyre City Chichiri Misesa, kindly take the third query.
Welcome to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE YouTube channel. Subscribe for you to enjoy more of our videos anytime we upload.